so cold. I'm literally crying. This run's just so beautiful. Good morning, YouTube. What's up, everybody? Today I'm really excited because I have a new shoe that I'm going to try a first run impressions video in, and that is the New Balance 1080 V10. Look at how pretty it is. I've tried a number of New Balance shoes in the past, and I've tried, this would be my third fresh foam shoe. I tried the original Zante back a couple years ago, and then I tried the first edition of the Beacon, which was great, and that was fresh foam. That was, well, I can't talk. That was fresh foam ground contact, they were calling that, and now this one in the 1080 V10, they're calling it the Fresh Foam X. So I'm really excited to see how this feels. I was walking around in it around the house yesterday. So thumbs up for dishwashing shoe. The cushion felt soft, it felt protective. It was a great dishwashing shoe. But yeah, today we're gonna take it out on a little run and see how it actually feels when it's being used for what it's made for. All right, I ditched the hat. I think I'm gonna be a little too hot, so. The shoe is banana feet. Here we go. She's thrilled. Right, first couple steps. Ow. Working out the kinks in my ankles. So far, I definitely feel protective. Cushion feels nice. We're on 0.80. Hey, no, 14.8. So about a mile in, and the shoes feel really good. The cushion feels super nice, just as good as it did washing dishes, which was a huge plus. Here we go. Got about 6 miles left, so we'll be back for an update. I really am liking this shoe for a couple of reasons. The first is the cushioning feels awesome. I have to look into it more, but I don't know what they did with Fresh Foam X, but it feels softer, but also more lively. The other thing that I really like is the upper. New Balance is calling it Hypoknit, and it's like a really stretchy knit, kind of like fly knit, but I kind of like this better. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. I think I may have found my new daily trainer. But in all seriousness, this was a really awesome shoe, and my first run in it was fantastic. And that's for a number of reasons that we're gonna get to right now. So like I said, I've tried a number of Fresh Foam shoes before, and all of the previous Fresh Foam models that I've tried felt good, and I liked them at the time, but they always felt a little bit dead to me, like something was missing. And I could never pinpoint what it was. But now that I've tried the 1080 V10, I realize like, this is exactly what I've wanted Fresh Foam to be this whole time. The 1080 V10 uses the Fresh Foam X midsole. And New Balance claims that this is a softer, more responsive foam than the previous Fresh Foam iterations. And I'd have to say that I really do agree with that. During my run, I felt like this material was super plush, pillowy and cushiony, so comfortable, and it also provided a little bit of extra response. I didn't feel like my foot was sinking down into that midsole where I couldn't really get it back up and I was losing energy. In fact, I felt like the shoe was working with me to produce some little bit of extra energy for me to keep going in my stride. Speaking of stride, the New Balance Fresh Foam 1080 has a nice curve upward in the forefoot. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I am a stickler for that. And what does that promote? A forefoot running stride and a more efficient running stride. And those are two things that are fantastic to have. I am interested to see how the Fresh Foam X material holds up over time. Of course, I only have one run in this shoe right now, but with that being said, I am hoping that it will stay lively and it'll stay cushioned and that it won't bottom out with time and won't firm up too much. While the midsole of the shoe felt amazing, I really can't forget about the upper. So New Balance is calling this their Hypoknit. So in the toe box, it's pretty stretchy. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm trying to show you the stretch. And in the midfoot, it gets a little bit sturdier and thicker for a little bit more structure, can hold you down to the platform better, that sort of thing. I am certainly interested to see how this Hypoknit also holds up over time. I'm a little concerned that maybe because this material is so stretchy in the forefoot that it'll kind of stretch out eventually and my foot will be sliding around in there pretty sloppily. But I'm hoping that's not the case, and I'll definitely report back on how that kind of holds up. Something interesting that I definitely do want to talk about is this heel counter. To me, this looks like a wrinkly brain. When I first put this on my foot to walk in it, I was like, ooh, I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this. It felt pretty present back here. I definitely felt that on my heel, and I thought maybe it would cause some discomfort while I was running. That was not the case, and eventually I didn't even feel it at all. I'm not really sure what the design situation here is, but I'll try to find out more. There is something with this upper that I was super concerned about. It's not the heel. This area right here is part of the knit, and it's kind of like, it's a little bit harsh. It's hard, it's not cushioned at all, and it sits right under your ankle. I was kind of worried it was gonna start digging into the bottom of my ankle, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be a deal breaker, honestly. But I'm happy to report that it wasn't a deal breaker for me. But I'm curious to know if anybody does try this shoe, if you see what I mean about this being a little uncomfortable. I didn't feel it really while I was running, but I have to say when I was walking around in the shoe, I was getting a little worried that it was gonna kind of ruin it. And as far as the outsole goes, we have rubber in all of the places that we need it. Some nice rubber in the forefoot, some nice rubber in the heel, and some exposed fresh foam in the middle. While the run that I went on was not wet, it didn't have any crazy conditions, I did feel like the rubber held up pretty well and gave me a nice amount of traction on the roads. And another thing that I have to say about the 1080 V10 and other New Balance shoes and just New Balance in general is that they really kill it aesthetically. This is a nice looking shoe in my personal opinion. Like the details on this upper, the design, Even the midsole, the way that's designed, it's really nice, and it's like nothing on the market. So I gotta give it a really big thumbs up to New Balance's design team. So in conclusion, I'm really freaking loving this shoe. No, New Balance didn't pay me to do this. They didn't send me this shoe. They don't even know who I am. This is just how I genuinely feel, and I am super stoked to put more miles in it. Well guys, that kind of concludes my first run impressions video of the New Balance 1080 V10. Thank you so much for watching. As I put more miles in the shoe, I will definitely be doing a full review in the weeks to come. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I super appreciate it. We're growing, we're moving up. You know, it takes time, but it's going great. If you enjoyed this video, please like it down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And another thing that would be great to do is to hit that little bell that you see there so you can get notifications whenever I upload a new video. In the meantime, guys, get out there, get on the grind, and don't forget to run like Heller. I'll see you next time. When I first put this on my shoe, what?